just I am I'm a little bit in awe of what my team did tonight, and really the whole weekend here. To be down on 9 and come out of that timeout and get maybe 7, 8, 9 stops in a row when it looked like we couldn't guard them, and then put that together with beautiful basketball, which we've played all year, and ball movement is it was a lightning strike to watch it. And to win the championship going through Duke and North Carolina on Tobacco Road, I think is extremely powerful. It's really powerful for our program. We've never won a conference tournament championship. Of course, we weren't in a conference, but 18 years. But to be part of the first one, I'm really proud. And, these two seniors have set the tone from June on.
Questions? Raise your hand. Let's get a handheld mic to you. Let us know who you are, who you're with. Front row, first one.
JC Zumbo from Blue and Gold Illustrated. The run that you guys had, was that pretty much the essence of what this team has been all season?
Yeah, I think we really combined, defense with just a great attacking offensive run. Now, like last night, we got to the bonus quick, because we were driving that ball. So getting to the foul line helped us too. But I think Demetrius and Jerian were really able to get into the lane when they needed to. And it put a lot of pressure. They got fouled, but then they started kicking to shooters. And I love how fearless we are when we step up and take big-time shots. We've done that all year, though. We really have.
Or left.
Jeff Lockman, Triad City Beat. For coach and for players, anybody wants to answer, was there a point on or off the court during the run that you just thought, what just happened? We were down 9 and then up a bunch.
Jay, you take that one. You talked about it.
Oh, yeah. I really didn't know what happened. I know I seen us down 7 or 9, and I looked up at the scoreboard, and next thing you know, we were up 3. It was kind of a blur. But when we get into the zone like that, it's really no stopping us. Offensively, we know we can score. It's easy. It's the way we play is really unselfish. But when we get in stops like that and running, we can score so quick, and it's almost like a blur.
For Pat, since Jerian answered this similar question, is what is it like to be in the middle of a lightning strike like that, and where you guys were just simply taking the ball away from them every possession?
I think, when they made their run, because of how fabulous of a team that they are, we just kind of had to think, in the timeouts that we've been in situations like this before. We've been down 18 at North Carolina State. We've, been down. We've been a part of, runs. Miami this tournament made a run on us, in the second half. Duke did as well. So, we've been a part of things when other teams have made runs. It's how do you respond? And I think, Coach has done a great job of, instilling that in us. How are we going to respond? And we knew that we needed to do it on the defensive end. That defense fuels our offense. It's something that we've really tried to build this program on this season, and it's something that allowed us to get out in transition and allowed us to score like that so quickly.
Again to the left.
Vashti Hurd, Carolina Blitz. Coach Brey, you said yesterday that if you guys won the championship, it would be the greatest accomplishment for the basketball program. Can you talk about that? And do you still feel that way? And also, has playing in the ACC, has that made your squad tougher?
Well, Digger Phelps probably argue with me a little bit, but I can't wait to have that argument and debate with him when I get back to South Bend. But, again, we were an independent then, and we were a really good independent. To do this in still the early stages of league play for our program, there's not a better achievement in the history of our program, and I'm thrilled that, Jerian and Pat, well, when we come back, they come back for reunions. That's something they'll always remember.
Back left.
Powell Latimer with the Greensboro News and Record. For Pat, I think the go-ahead 3 that you hit was after about 4 or 5 passes around the perimeter in about a half a second. You guys had a bunch of those plays today. When you're standing there and watching the ball whip around, do you feel like that's coming, or how quickly does that happen for you guys on the court?
It's something we work on in practice. Our assistant coaches are fabulous at getting us, game shots, even if it's just in shooting drills. So, we work on one more pass. And, I think Steve was the one to knock down the one to tie it where we ripped the ball across the, perimeter for literally 3-4 passes. And I think that was, something that we just knew it was going in. I held up 3 fingers before he even shot the ball because, we take one more to the next level. It's something that, it's a really unselfish team that we have. All 13 guys in there have, one goal, and that's to win. We don't care who does the shooting, who does the scoring, who does, anything on the offensive end. We just know we all need to dig together on the defensive end.
Yeah, Kip Coons for the Raleigh News and Observer. Pat, when you have to guard a much taller player man-to-man, you've done this all year, but what do you need to do to make it work and exploit his size to your benefit?
You need to get low. You need to get lower than they can. I mean, I'm closer to the ground than a lot of these guys I cover, so I have to use that to my advantage and try to get them as far away from the basket as I can, make them as uncomfortable as I possibly can. And, at the end of the day, my teammates did a great job of digging down. I think, the one thing about, this program that we've built on the defensive end is you never feel like you're on an island. You have 4 other guys out there that have your back, and they talk to you, and they let you know where they are. They let you know when they're going to help, when they're going to get back. So at the end of the day, it's not me guarding a bigger guy. It's our whole, all the 5 guys out there, helping each other defend and get stops.
Viv Bernstein, New York Times. For the players, the coach talked about the gravity of beating a Duke and a Carolina on Tobacco Road and what it means to him, but he's lived it and you guys haven't. So I wonder if you have any sense of what it means and if you felt that pressure of having to win here and against those teams, or it wasn't that big a deal for you as maybe it was for your coach.
Steve first, then Jerian.
Yeah, I think, growing up, Duke and North Carolina, 2 premier programs, not only ACC but in the country. So, anytime you beat them, it's big. But we came in with a lot of confidence this tournament, beating both those teams during the regular season. And, with the leaders we have and the way we've been playing all year, we came in here with a certain confidence, and we play with an edge, just like the coaches have been talking about. So, yeah, we knew it was big to beat these guys, but I think we came in here with the confidence and ready to attack that opportunity.
Jerian?
Oh yeah, we could hear from the crowd. Obviously it was a lot of Carolina fans in there, and we almost took it as a road atmosphere, and we played well on the road. So we like Steve said, we had a lot of confidence going in.
Front row.
JC Zumbo, Blue and Gold Illustrated, for Coach and Jerian. When you think back 365 days ago, what's the life lessons that basically you guys went through?
Start, JD.
Yeah, this is something we talked about. Coming back. The guys welcoming me back, and this is what we talked about. We wanted to do something special this year. Me and Coach talked about how we weren't done yet. We hadn't done anything special here together, and I think this is really special.
Yeah, I put on the board at the end of last year. After losing 17 games, I needed something to look at every day to give me some hope. I had my assistant, I said, put up the top 15 returning players in the ACC. This was after the one and dones left. And Grant and Connaughton were easily on that list. And I made sure I walked by that every day because I'm looking and going, all right, we got a place to start with those 2 guys. And I thought they'd be great leaders. They've been even better than I can ever imagine. They have kind of run this ship, and it's one of the great stories in college basketball. They're 2 unique stories. Jerian's story is just a feel-good story. And but we've come a long way since getting knocked out of here by 3 o'clock Tuesday a year ago by Wake Forest and limping up to my room with the returning guys to talk about putting the ship back together.
Yeah, Mike, Kip Coons again for the Raleigh News and Observer. There was a brief stretch in the second half where you used both of your bigs at the same time. For the most part, you avoided that temptation. Why did you go to it, and did it not work, or do you just not feel comfortable with it?
I thought we may. You're looking and going, okay, to help us rebound and help us defend their bigs. Your natural instinct is to go big, and we tried it a little bit. But what it does do is it really changes us offensively. And yeah, we played great D, but part of that lightning strike and part of them having trouble playing against us was we were in such a rhythm offensively that breaks your spirit a little bit. And, you know, we've had teams in the past that have played like that. This team does it at a whole nother level. And so great offense like that is part of your defense. And I felt we needed our small guys, Pat as our second big. So the floor was really spread for Jerian and Demetrius to drive and kick. And that's what we got into there in the midst of that run.
Second row in front of us.
Jack LeGuin from Zag's blog. One guy who's actually not up here is Zach August, and he played really, really well today against their bigs. Can you kind of talk about his performance?
You know, he was great last night against Okafor. He gave himself up and fouled out playing post defense, and he's taken it to a whole nother level. I think that's another major reason we won this thing. He is really consistent, focused. I'm thrilled how he's playing right now, and you know, he was great both nights.
Back left.
Mike, Pat Forty from Yahoo Sports. Steve a minute ago said we play with an edge. Does this team maybe have, and especially your senior leaders, have a little more edge than some of your previous teams?
Yes. Yeah, there's no question. There's a little toughness and an edge about this group. You know, certainly our two seniors have it. This guy here, I know there's a commercial about the baby-faced assassin, but this guy here from Jersey, you know, he grows his hair out long in the summer, so he tricks everybody. But he's a killer. He's a flat-out killer. Demetrius Jackson is a killer. August is starting to develop that edge, and Bonzi Colson is another one. So we have really got a tough group, and our toughness level is the highest it's ever been, mentally and physically.
Front row.
JC, Blue and Gold Illustrated. Obviously, 6-1 against the Tobacco Road teams. One at Louisville, Michigan State, Purdue. What kind of resume is this, and could it be a number 2, number 1 seed?
No, I mean, I told our guys, don't worry about the seed. You know, like we're thrilled we're going to be in that thing, and we'll go wherever they send us and play. We have won away from our place. We have had great wins. Our non-league schedule is a thing, you know, people will be critical of. And, you know, when you lose 17 games, I didn't put a non-league schedule together thinking, well, I want to get a 2 seed instead of a 3 seed. You know, I'm hoping and praying and lighting candles at the Grotto to be an 11 seed in freaking Dayton, you know. So, you know, I could care less, you know. We needed to get confident, and we did get confident with it. And, you know, we had fun playing. You know, in Italy, I didn't want to play anybody good in Italy. We won by 30 every game. These guys need to come in the locker room and smile a little bit, because the last month of last season, we were pummeled. And so, you know, that was kind of maybe part of the therapy, probably as much for the coach as the players. But our resume is really strong, and we go into the tournament a very confident team.
Back of the room.
David Glenn from the David Glenn Show on ACCSports.com. Jerian, I don't know how well you know all these names, but as the MVP, you added your name to a list that includes Tim Duncan, Jerry Stackhouse, Christian Leitner, James Worthy, and others. If you could tell us just what that means to you. And Coach Brey, just to give you a second to think about this while he's talking, you talked about this being a personal journey, even as you're very proud for these guys. If you could tell us kind of who flashed before your eyes in that long journey as you finally got to the sort of the end of the rainbow. Jerian.
That's special. You know, obviously the names you named were great players, and it's special just to be on that list and to know, you know, your name is down in history, and you know, it means a lot. You know, this is you know what I envision coming back. You know, this is something that's really special, and you know, to do it with these guys and do it with coaches, it means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you grew up a Maryland basketball fan and an ACC guy, certainly 8 years at Duke, you know, have a lot of respect for the league. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be coaching in the ACC from the University of Notre Dame. That's how crazy league expansion is. But, you know, to win a championship in this league, it does mean a lot. You know, personally, I'm really proud. I had a Lefty Drizel flashback, though, and many of you old-timers, or maybe not so many old-timers, will remember this. You know, going through Duke and Carolina and what we've done on Tobacco Road this year, I remember Lefty, when he won it, he said, you know, I'm going to bolt the trophy to the hood of my car and drive all over Tobacco Road. So if you see a Buick Enclave in June with this trophy going from Asheville to Wilmington, that's me. That's me going through there.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.